Where do you notice the biggest differences?
Covering the tight end. Like, Kittle ran free last week a couple times. I'd like to see Cam on that matchup. He's a guy that can, do multiple things. We missed him, and we're just getting ready to go for the next opportunity. Hopefully we get him back soon. Until he does, we'll next man up and keep rolling.
How do you think Chase Young looked in his first game back?
I thought it was a really solid first game back. He showed toughness and awareness throughout the ball game, and ended up playing a few more snaps than really I thought he would. But he was rolling pretty good, and he felt good, and so we let him go.
What's the next step for him?
Keep playing. Yeah, just keep playing. I mean, eventually grow into the normal role, but I like the way he's approaching it. I think his mind's right. I think his body is improving, and he's working hard at it.
Are there parts of his skill set that you've seen come back a little bit faster maybe than other parts?
That's a hard one to say. I mean, it's just good to have him back.
I know the explosive plays are something you're always monitoring.
Yeah.
Was last week a lot of because Cam wasn't there and there wasn't anyone to monitor Kittle, or what other factors were contributing to that?
That contributed. I mean, obviously, but no, we had opportunities to be much better on each of the explosive plays, and it's been corrected, it's been addressed. We all understand it, and we'll look to be better. We can't have those kind of explosives.
And Nick Chubb is the latest in the line of running backs you've seen this season. What stands out to him?
Yeah, both of their backs are really good. Big, strong offensive line, well coached. They do a good job with scheme and everything. But Chubb in particular, he's a big, powerful guy. He's not easy to tackle. He makes a lot of guys miss. He runs through a lot of tackles, knows how to follow his blocks. I think he's a really good player.
What have you seen with Deshaun Watson, and does it look like there's still rust there given his time off early in the season?
Well, anytime you have the length that you're down, the length of time he was, it's going to be, he's not going to come back in day one instantly be the player he's capable of. I see a guy that's improving. I think he's got a great skill set. Got a lot of respect for him.
And with Bobby McCain, you guys had Jeremy Reeves in there rather than maybe just move McCain back into his old role. Is there just a comfort of knowing once McCain is in his new role not to disrupt what's working well for him, or how did you kind of go about incorporating Jeremy? And
yeah, we worked through it during the week. You got the hopeful, and then it's not going that way, and then it's adjust and do the best you can. So that's what we'll do again this week. Be hopeful through the week, and then see how we end the week and adjust as we need to. And we're trying to make that as smooth as possible.
Late in the game, they had 3 straight red zone possessions. You guys held them to field goals each time. Were there positives you could take out of that showing as well?
100%. No, it was great. I mean, we did some really good things in the game. We're end up being 4 out of 5 getting stops in the red zone, and the 5th one they got on 4th down. So to that point, they had 3 field goals and a turnover on downs. So that gave us a chance to hang around and give us a glimmer of hope. So without those stops, it would have turned to a situation where there's no chance. So yeah, proud of that. We work hard at that. Third downs in red zone, which is the focus of today. That's the money day. And that's the doing well on third down, doing well in the red zone goes a long way.
There's a stat that teams that have played the 49ers, if they play the next week, always lose that game. They're 0-13 this season. They're obviously a very physical team. How do you make sure you take care of your guys this week and get them ready to go?
I think Coach has done a good job managing, the football team and helping us recover. We've got to fight for our recovery and, maybe not be part of that statistic.
Jack, I'm going to veer towards a game plan question, so bear with me.
All
but
right.
the last month, the last 4 games, you guys have played a lot more zone than man. I think it's like the lowest you've played man this season, the last 4 games. How much was that? You played a lot more mobile quarterbacks. Plus, you had Cam out last week. How much of that was just sort of the circumstances of that versus something broader?
Yeah, I mean, I don't talk much about game planning and my thoughts. I think it's best that way. So we put together a plan for each opponent, and I think there are variances based on what they're good at and what we need to do to slow them down. So this week's no different.
Another question you may not want to answer. Your former quarterback Derek Carr is in the news this week because obviously the Raiders decided to make that move. Just curious, like, what do you? I don't know how much you've seen of him this year, but obviously you played against him last year. What kind of a quarterback is Derek Carr, and I guess were you surprised that sort of this is kind of where he's at right now?
Well, I like Derek. We won 12 games with Derek. Had a really strong season with Derek. Really, 3 pretty good seasons with him. I think he's a good player. They're doing what they feel they need to do, but I certainly appreciated having him and the things we were able to do together.
With Chase, were there a couple plays that maybe stood out to you as the game unfolded that where he started to look like maybe the Chase Young you guys want to see?
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, I thought he was. I thought he was aware. For example, the screen down there. I think he was tough. There were times where he stacked up his end of the line really well, setting a vertical edge for us, and I thought he showed toughness throughout. He's a guy that loves football. You can see it, you can feel it, and having his presence back was good for us.
And with Benjamin, how did you feel like he played coming off that ankle injury?
Like a guy that had been out, a guy that had been injured. So he's trying to get back for us. I appreciate that, and we'll just keep working with him.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
What has it been like working with Jeremy Reeves over the last few years?
All Pro Revo. It's been great. He's a great young man. Works hard every day. I mean, he's wired the right way, and certainly appreciate the way he brings it and gives us everything he has. Yep, you're welcome.
One more game plan question.
You tried.